What is up, YouTube? What's going on? It's Unruly with my review of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Now, as you can tell, your boy is a bit of a fan. There was some cosplay streams. You see me cosplaying the character. I even have this great cup of Christ here. But here's my review of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Some of it you'll hear like, why does Kenny sound so robotic? Because I wanted to write some of it, so I'm just not rambling. So there'll be some gameplay and you'll hear me talk like some, review editor. But overall, I really enjoyed this game. One few things that I'll talk about, just my personal preferences and stuff like that. And of course, I'm going to talk about the first person aspects of the game. But let's just start off with some other parts of the game. The score of this game was phenomenal. It really feels like you're in the movie, and that's what this game does really well. It kind of really feels like the film. Now, there's some great things and some, like, here's one of my things. The game offers so much to do. There's side quests and all that kind of things like that. But to be honest, in an indie game, and especially for Indiana Jones movies, they move at breakneck speeds, right? It is a race. It is a race between you and the Nazis. It's a race between you and the Germans. So a lot of times, maybe that's just me. Maybe as an Uber fan that loves the movies. So sometimes I feel like I'm supposed to find this piece and I'm supposed to go over here and I'm supposed to do this, but let me do a side quest and help this person. So maybe that's just a nitpick for me, who's a huge fan of the series. But like, if you want it as a game, that's actually fantastic. I'm actually going to go back into the game because once you beat the game, you can go and do those side quests. Now, the side quests give you extra stuff so you can level up your characters and stuff like that. But to be honest, you could just kind of crit path the whole game and get through it. And that to me is just great. And I just think that, yeah, maybe just the pacing, but that's just like, hey, we gave you extra stuff. So doesn't really matter. So you can kind of crit path the game. Also, I will talk about is the different ways to play the game. There is a great features, right, where I can make the puzzles easier. I can make the puzzles harder. I could make this, it's got really good ways of just changing the game to play the way you want, right? You could just kind of make it and just like, it's going to be like a movie and I'm just going to sit back and kind of enjoy, I guess it would make the guards dumber or easier to fight, or I could make it more difficult. So I really have to go and, watch my counters and so forth like that. And maybe that would make the game so you would really have to unlock these extra mechanics of the game, like parry and, a bigger combo or more damage to punches. But overall, those features are fantastic. And another feature that I actually like is the camera feature. And the point of the game, you get a camera and it offers you hints. So if you're struggling with a puzzle and then you're really going to get into the game and you're struggling, you can just kind of take pictures and solve it yourself. It's a feature that is like, well, it'll hold your hand if you want it to. So if you don't want it to, you could just, go for it and try to figure out the puzzle yourself. But that's something that I really liked and something that I enjoyed and something that I just, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. But the nice part of it is when he does it, Indy still talks. So it really feels like Indy's solving the puzzle. So even though if you don't do it, you do hear Troy Baker in there and talk about like, all right, let's see. Oh, what do I put? And then I'm like, cool. So it kind of keeps the story flowing, even if you say, mercy, this puzzle's too much or something like that. Because some of them are a bit difficult, but hey, it's Indiana Jones. There's lots of puzzles. So with that said, let's go into deeper details of this game, shall we? Troy Baker truly shines in his portrayal as Indiana Jones, delivering a performance that feels both familiar and fresh. He captures the classic charm and wit that we've come to expect with Harrison Ford. Also, he does bring a bit of his own vibe, making it more like this is another Indy. This is an Indy who's been on a few extra adventures since the last time we saw him, making it feel like a fully vibrant and dynamic character in his own right, rather than just a carbon copy. Seems like Indy has learned a little bit from his last adventures. Throughout the game, you'll swear you're listening to the same man that you've seen in the movies. Troy Baker's performance is that damn good. Let's talk about Janetta, or Gina, Indy's love interest, but she's not just a love interest. She's a lot more. She was portrayed by Alessandra Mastronardi. I hope I said that right. And if I didn't, I apologize. She's not like any of the past love interests for Indy. She's smart, sassy, a great counter to Indy. There's an amazing chemistry that feels just like the films. Indy always has a different dynamic with all of his love interests in every movie. You know, the whole will they, won't they? And her performance is heartfelt. It's just a fantastic performance. Easily one of the highlights of the game. Another great surprise is David Shaughnessy's portrayal of Marcus Brody. It's a nostalgic surprise for sure. He absolutely nails the character's charm and wit and heart, just like he did in the films. The voice actors in this game did an impressive job of bringing these characters to life in a seamlessly immersive way. You forget you're playing a game, and it's just like you're watching the movie again. And it's all thanks to these talented voice actors that feel both familiar and refreshing. The decision to make the game first person is a creative choice that brings both positive and negatives to the experience. The first person perspective offers an immersive and unique angle to the gameplay, allowing for these incredible set pieces and intense moments. However, my main problem with the first person is the sneaking portion, and there's a lot of that in this game. And to be fair, it does feel a bit clunky and difficult to navigate at times. The limited field of view could lead to unexpected encounters with guards. And the AI sometimes is a bit goofy and can take you out of the game. You can crack a whip to climb something nearby and they don't really notice. An option to lean or to switch to a third person for stealth sections would greatly enhance the gameplay, providing a better balance and more intuitive way to interact with the environment. Well, with all that, I really enjoyed the game. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Now, my biggest thing, and is for me, and I said about it earlier in the review, is third person. To be honest, I could see why they went first person. They want you to really enjoy these worlds. They want you to see how big and dynamic these set pieces are, because the set pieces in this game are out of control. They're amazing. And it was nice to go back to Egypt and see some of the set pieces from the first film. Now, like, I want to see Indy. I want to see him, swing and, just do all those cool things. And a lot of the times, like I said, it does feel clunky at times. Like when you're trying to do stealth and, oh, dang, there's a guy right here. So kind of like you have to have some really good headphones so you can kind of hear the characters and stuff like that. And the NPCs, yeah, they can be a little dumb. You could just knock someone out, but hey, right? That's video games. But overall, the acting in this, all the different locations, the sounds, the music, that's just really satisfying. It's just really satisfying to hear all those punches. You hear the Wilhelm scream. The characters are just done, and it really feels like it's another film. To be honest, if I had to rank it in the Indiana Jones films, it would be number 4. It would be, for me, of course, Temple of Doom, number 1. Last Crusade, number 2. Indiana Jones. Of course, it would be Temple of Doom, number 1 for me. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and The Great Circle. That's how I would rate these films. But even though it's not a film, it's a game. And if you're an indie fan, you're going to love it. If you are a casual indie fan, you'll have a great time. And if you never watched the Indiana Jones movie, it's actually a great way to get in it, since the movies, especially the first 3, don't really take place in order. And there's so many cool Easter eggs. There's an actual Easter egg in the game that makes if you guys ever been to Disneyland, if you've been on the Eye of Mara, Indiana Jones, and the ride, it ties the ride into the film, into the canon, actually. And not only does it tie the ride, it ties the Jungle Cruise, because you see a map and you see the Jungle Cruise. So the Jungle Cruise is canon, and Temple of the Forbidden Eye and that whole adventure is also canon. super rad. Well, anyways, guys, that's been my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys get a chance to play the game, and I believe it's on Xbox Game Pass. So if you got that, hey, Xbox Game Pass, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? You know, throw a little sponsor, throw them, you know, some things. If you guys like this review, go ahead and give it a like and thumbs up. You know, your boy's trying to step up his YouTube game. You know what I'm saying? And I need you guys with me. You know what I'm saying? And that helps. You know what I'm saying? I say, you know what I'm saying a lot. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.